Nah,
Fabrice?
no. Yeah, bro. Quick on the finger.
I'm not, bro. Quick on the finger, bro. Alright, everybody. So, as you guys can see here, today I ended up making a total profit of $89,000 after commissions. I made a gross revenue today of $97,000. After commissions, I made a net profit of $89,000. I'm gonna go to custom period here. I'm gonna select the 9th to tomorrow, and as you guys can see, 97K is what I made today. These are pretty much all the trades that I've taken. It was a very, very stressful trading day. As you guys can see, there are some losses, there are some wins. These are all trailed positions, which some of my trailing stop losses did get hit and took me out of the positions early. And ultimately, guys, like I made it. Today was like a good trading day. It was almost a six-figure day. And you know what? I still made $89,000. I'm very blessed to be in this position, but it was a very stressful day, and I'm going to talk about it with you guys. So maybe you guys can learn and benefit from this video. But anyways, as you guys can see here, 97K profit. What I'm going to do is I'm here on the Hero FX website, which I trade with Hero FX. In my opinion, they're currently the best brokerage out right now. So I'm going to withdraw money from my trading accounts. You guys can see here's my trading account number. You can see it there, and then you can also see it over here at the top left. Just being as transparent as possible with you guys. And I'm going to do a big withdraw from my trading account. I'm going to withdraw just about, let's do like a $45,000 withdrawal. 45K is what I'm going to withdraw from my trading account. I'm going to withdraw it, boom, and we will deduct $45,000 from your balance. Perfect. Continue. Go back on Hero FX. There you guys see $45,000 withdraw. Now what I'm going to do is go to my Kraken wallet, and I'm going to show you guys the money. Alright guys, so I'm going to process my withdrawal right now. This is my Kraken wallet. Just so you guys know, I never keep money in an exchange. Whenever I hold crypto in my ledger, and that's where I hold my crypto. But I'm going to withdraw right now $45,000. I'm going to block out my address here because I don't want to get hacked. 45,000, it's 4,500, 45,000, crypto address, continue. They're going to text me a pin to my phone. Done. And withdraw is now pending. I'll let you guys know when the money actually lands in my Kraken wallet. Alright guys, so as you guys could see, bro, my withdrawal was already approved. I just got the email a few minutes ago. That's why I trade on Hero, because their withdrawals are literally the fastest I've ever seen. I don't contact customer support or anything for them to let me, or for me to let them know that, hey, I just requested a withdrawal. Can you please accept it? Nothing. I literally just waited a few minutes and my withdrawal's approved. Nothing's hit my Kraken wallet just yet, so I'll let you guys know when it hits my Kraken wallet. Alright guys, so the money just landed in my Kraken wallet. I literally just got the email right here. As you guys can see, Kraken successful deposit. Bro, it literally cannot get any more transparent than that. I showed you guys my trading account, right? You go here, history. I showed you guys my trading account. I withdrew $45,000 to my Kraken wallet, and then I just withdrew an extra 4K because one of my friends, he's great at trading, and I just wanted to send him money because I believe in him and I know he can actually do it and I know he can actually succeed. So I decided to send him $4,000 out of my profits today. So overall total withdrawal $49,000, and it literally, bro, it cannot get any more transparent than that. I literally showed you guys the withdrawal from my trading account to the broker's wallet to then my crypto wallet. So other than that, guys, I'm going to withdraw this straight to my bank account. I'm going to sell this to USDT, withdraw it straight to my bank account, and let's get on with the rest of the video. Alright everybody, so I'm going to give you guys the breakdown now of today's positions. I feel like you guys could definitely learn from my trades where I possibly went wrong, where I could have done better, and this is going to be an overall self-review of the positions that I took. Now today was a very stressful trading day to the point where I literally wanted to pull my hair out, and I'm making this video with as much transparency as possible. I just want to show you guys that I'm also human. Now, although today was a great trading day, I made around $98,000 and withdrew 45K from my trading account to pay myself. I mean, I also withdrew $4,000 that I gave to a friend, which I see great possibilities in him and I really believe in him, so I decided to give him $4,000 so we could fund his trading account. And that was literally all through my SPX shorts today, which was again like an absolutely great trading day, 98K day, but it could have been better. And again, I'm making this video just to be as transparent as possible with you guys, and to show that even me as a 6-year-old trader, right, there's still a lot to learn. There's always going to be something in the markets that's going to test your patience. And today I definitely saw my 6 years plus of experience come into action with these sells. Now, I'm normally not a trader that likes to scale into the markets a lot, but I found myself scaling into a lot of different and taking a lot of different positions from today, essentially, right? So it really all starts off on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, I was looking to sell around this 41.58 range because it is a major range of resistance, where literally over the last few days, like day after day after day after day, price was rejecting this area. And if we look at day after day after day, all of these highs are getting lower and lower. So I was expecting price to actually break out to the downside when it came to today. Now I'm going to head over here to the 1 minute time frame, and I was initially looking to take a position along the open, which the open was over here, right? This is the open candlestick, and I wanted to take a position here, but I wanted to wait for the open. If I wanted to wait for the open candlestick to finish fluctuating, I wanted to wait till around like 9:40. After that, then I would look to take on some positions. So I wanted to wait for the open candlestick, essentially because right once the market actually opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we typically see a lot of volume to one side and in the opposite direction, and then price goes in the favor that it typically will go to. We could see this today, that this happened on US 30. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame. We're here, and this was US 30 on the open. So here we have it, 9:30, right? Huge push to the upside, big push to the downside, bigger push to the upside, and then price just melted and went in the direction it was going to go for the day, right? So I tried to avoid trading in this time because normally I find myself getting stopped out for like no reason. So I decided to just, you know what, let's just wait for the open to pass, and then, you know, we'll see what happens. Basically price just dumped and went straight to the VWAP, and we bounced off the VWAP. Price bounced off of the VWAP, and once price started to trade bullish again, like I really wanted to see a retest and a rejection of 41.58. This is where I initially was just gonna, you know what, I'm gonna go short. I'm gonna go on a pretty decent position size and just try and hold it all the way down to 4100, which was my projected target for the day. I saw price hitting 4100 because if price rejected this major daily resistance at 41.58, I like to ask myself, well, okay, if price rejects major resistance here at 41.58, where could we possibly see price go to next? And to me, that was simple. We go back down to major support, which is 4100, right? So let me go back to the 1 minute time frame here. So essentially, actually, let's go to the 5 minute, because my first trade was based off of the 5 minute. So essentially, when price actually started to bounce off the VWAP, it pulled all the way back. I didn't get an entry here, sadly, but price dumped right after that, bounced off of the VWAP, which I was a little bit hesitant of taking a short when price was above the VWAP. But what I started to notice was essentially price was giving a lot of exhaustion and a lot of weakness towards the upside. I mean, look at how big these wicks were forming towards the upside here. And what I started to notice was price was starting to fail to break above this minor lower high point here at 41.51. After that rejection, price went up, retested, started to actually trade bearish. Once I saw in the 1 minute time frame after that candlestick rejected, I saw a bearish variation pattern. I basically took a small short here. And what I mean by small short was I took a very aggressive short entry, but with very low risk. And then price ended up dumping. Price broke under the VWAP, and I continued to hold my position. Now, initially, my plan was to hold my position all the way down into 41.26, and after a break and retest of 41.26, if price gives us a break and retest of 41.26, to add to my short position and just hold all the way down to 4100. But it didn't really go as planned, to be honest with you. So price ended up pulling all the way back to the VWAP. So price broke under the VWAP, it's trading under the VWAP, and price rejected the VWAP very nicely. And once this candlestick actually closed with that rejection, I added 2 more positions after this rejection of the VWAP, price bouncing off the VWAP, the bearish engulfing candlestick, and I put my stop loss above resistance, which it makes sense. If price breaks this high, it's most likely going to go up and trade even higher. So you know what? I don't mind taking a loss here. This is a great trade, right? Price ended up dumping. It almost hit my resistance level of 41.26, but then ended up reversing and pulling back up into the support zone, which I saw 1 rejection, 2 rejections, and basically after the second rejection, right once price started to go bearish again, I ended up taking another position where I moved every single stop loss to above this high, and price dumped all the way down to 41.22. I kept holding the position, and on the 5 minute time frame, when price actually broke and started to break back under 41.24, I actually ended up taking another position here at 41.24, and I moved all my stop losses to this high here. Now, one thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is I'm trading a fairly heavy position size. Like, the risks I was taking aren't relatively large to my account, but it's still a heavy position size. So I'm literally seeing tens of thousands of dollars in fluctuation on my P&L. And with this first position, price ended up coming all the way down to here. And I was up 60 something thousand dollars at this point in time. And I was like, you know what, like, we can easily see price come down to here, but you know what, like, when price actually, if price were to actually break above this high, then most likely we're gonna go up higher, right? Where could we go up higher to? I don't know, possibly the VWAP, maybe this lower high point here, but at that point in time, this position is gonna be in loss, this position is gonna be in a loss, and I don't want to basically break even on all of my positions, so I'm gonna get out here if price were to break this high. Now, price ended up breaking that high, and it hurts, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it hurts, because I was up $60,000, and just this fluctuation alone in P&L right here was a $30,000 unrealized gain loss. What I mean by an unrealized gain loss was I was up 60K, but by the time all my stop losses got hit, I only made like $30,000. So just put yourself in the position where you're literally seeing fluctuations in the tens of thousands of dollars range, and you're up $60,000. I mean, that's a very nice watch. That's a very nice car. That's somebody's yearly salary. And I lose half of that because price came back, pulled back on me, and rejected. And it was like, you know what? That's okay. Although it's very frustrating, it's okay because, you know, if price continues to go up to the VWAP, I'm not going to hate myself for it. But I risked a potential $30,000 of unrealized gain to potentially make. If price would have came down to 41.14, I would have been up like $80,000-$90,000. And if price would have hit 4,100 with all of these positions, I would have made roughly $135,000, right? So I'm not really mad at it because the risk was worth it to me. I mean, sure, I risked 30 grand of unrealized gain to make $130,000, and it didn't play out. You just have to understand the risks that you're taking in the market and understand that everything is in terms of probabilities. Not everything's going to go in your favor. And I mean, if it would have gone in my favor, then this video would have been very different. But anyways, price ended up coming back up into the structure zone, which I did notice. I did notice the rejection here. I did notice a big rejection to the downside, which I didn't really want to sell there. But after price rejected again and started to actually go bearish, once price broke under this 5-minute low right here, I went down to the 1-minute time frame, and essentially what I saw was not just a double top pattern, but a double top pattern and then a break of structure here on the 1-minute time frame. That gave me the confidence to enter. So again, I entered a very small position. Then I checked the 15-minute time frame and saw the 15-minute time frame engulfed and broke and closed under 41.26. At that point in time, I went heavy back into the market with my position sizing. And price, I mean, like 2 minutes after I entered, price just dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped, blew past my 41.14 support. And at this point in time, I was up maybe 75 grand again. Then price ended up pulling back on me, right? Price ended up pulling all the way back on me, and then I ended up entering a position here. Now this position I'm not happy with. Why? Because at that point in time, I had my support zone basically right here, and I saw a break and retest, and I entered at the rejection of this 1-minute candlestick, right? And then price ended up coming all the way down on me. And again, down here, I was up 75 grand. Over here, I'm up 50K, right? And then price, I ended up taking another position here, and then price ended up dumping again, right? And I continued to hold the position. Now I'm up 80 grand here instead of being up 75 grand with my added position. And then I decided, you know what, price just rejected the lows. You know, price can come possibly all the way back up, retest this level. I want to move my stop loss to 41.15. And I literally got stopped out right at 41.15, and look what happened, price reversed. But what I ended up noticing was my fuck up on this specific position was I had to remember that this was an overall zone. So supply and demand, support and resistance is an overall zone, and I should have had my zone marked off at 41.14.8 because it made more sense. We had the closes here and the tap here. And if I would have just had that little adjustment, then I would have completely avoided this error and probably even held all of my positions, right? Price came all the way up into 41.14, closed under, rejected, right? I went back down to 1-minute time frame. Oh, sorry guys. I ended up trailing my stop loss to 41.15, and I got stopped out on this candlestick. So again, imagine putting yourself in a position where You just took a trade previously. You were up 60K and you closed at $28,000 profit. Then price dumps. You're up 75K, and because your stop loss got hit and you took a loss on another position, right? Because I took a small loss on this position. I think maybe like $5 grand I took a loss on this position here. But obviously my positive equity made up for that very small loss, right? I believe around this point in time, I made maybe like another $30-ish thousand, right? So imagine it happened to me again, where price pulled all the way back up. At this point in time, I literally was up 75 grand, and then price came back, hit my stop loss, and I only made like $45,000. Again, put yourself in a position where that happened to you on the previous trade. Now that happened to you on this trade, where I literally lost like 30 grand of unrealized gain, and that shit hurts. That shit is not easy to sit through, to see that fluctuation in P&L. And to me, I'm trailing my stop loss not based off of emotion, but based off of technicals. But this was an error for me. This one, it was a good stop loss. Although price did break above and continue to go down right after, it was a good stop loss. Because again, you have to think in probabilities. If price breaks this high, we've just broken a structure zone after rejecting a major support zone. Price can completely go against me all the way back up into the VWAP or wherever, the next nearest area of resistance. At that point in time, I want to secure and then I'll look to get back in later, and that's what happened here. Although it is what it is and it did hurt, I'm happy with this stop loss. This one I'm not that happy with because again, that was error on my side. I mean, although supply demand support and resistance is an overall zone, it was still an error on my side. I like to be as precise as possible, and I was being sloppy here, right? And I ended up paying the price for it, you know? And again, it's just like, bro, like I was up $75,000 and I just closed at, I believe, like a $36 to $40,000 gain. You know what I mean? That shit is not easy to sit through. I mean, just put yourself in the position where you're up 75K and you end up getting stopped out at 35K. You lost $40,000 in P&L. You literally lost 40 grand in P&L swings, which it sucks. It hurts. But I ended up, again, after a few minutes had passed, price rejected this high. I saw price, I made my correction. Price reject 41.14, right? 41.14. Price ended up coming up, rejected here, didn't enter there. Price pulled back up, rejected, and right once price started to break the lows again, I decided, you know what, guys, this is gonna be my last position for the day. I ended up getting in at a break of this 1 minute low after rejecting this resistance again. And just by you guys trading alone with the trend, trading at areas of resistance when price is in a bearish market, you're already gonna have an edge in the market, and that's why I was right on my direction the entire time. And basically price came all the way down, right? I was up maybe 50 grand, price started to pull back, I was up 40K and I ended up closing. I ended up making $98,000 on the day, roughly $90,000 after commissions. I mean, it was still a great trading day, but it was just very frustrating because again, like my trailing stop losses kept getting hit. I was up 75K, then I only ended up securing like $30,000. And again, like, I know some people in the comments are probably gonna be like, bro, you're greedy, you should have just closed at 75K. While although it's easy to say in hindsight, when you see volume going in your favor and you have no real reason for price for you to close, you have to try and let your winners run for as long as possible. And that's what I was doing. What if I would have told you guys, hey, none of my trailing stops got hit, I just completely held the position and price ended up hitting 4,100, and you know what? I made $200,000 because that's literally how much money I literally lost, like 6 figures in unrealized gain because I got stopped out early. I would have made $200,000. I'd be like, yeah, you know, you're the best, this and that, blah blah blah. Well, although yes, that would have been nice in hindsight. Like, I'm being honest with you guys to show you guys that trading is not perfect. You cannot expect to trade perfectly in an imperfect market. And at the end of the day, it was still a great trading day. It was almost a 6-figure day. It would have been my first 6-figure day of the year in 2023. And I mean, I still believe in not just like my heart, but in my mind that it was still a good trading day. More importantly, because I stuck to my plan. I set my stop losses. I stuck to my stop losses. I waited for my setups. Today was like an amazing trading day, but it was just so frustrating. And that is the emotional part of trading. And honestly, I hope you guys were able to learn a lot off this video. I did everything right because I stuck to my plan and I just let the probabilities play out. And it just so happened to be that, you know, it just wasn't those market conditions, because if the market conditions looked like this when Powell spoke, I would have easily made $200,000. It would have been my biggest trade of the year, probably. Not even just of the year, because this was my biggest trade of the year so far, 98K day. Haven't had a 6-figure day yet. I think my biggest previous trade of the year was maybe like $65,000, which is fantastic still. But other than that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really being as honest, transparent as possible. Like I said again, it was a fantastic day, $98,000 day. If you guys are interested in trading with the broker that I'm trading on, of course, I'll have a link down in the description. I really do think they're the best for indices. That's just my opinion, at least from my own personal experience. You guys saw the withdrawal. The withdrawal took minutes. And on top of that, guys, if you guys want to trade with me live every single day, you guys want to come learn how I trade, catch these moves with me, the Day Trading Institution is going to open up February 15th. We're only going to allow 100 new students to join, so if you guys want to take advantage of this opportunity, make sure you click the link down in the description, and I'll talk to everybody in the next video. Take care, everybody.